May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. May you be content knowing that you are a child of God. Let this presence settle into our bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and love. It is there for each and every one of you. And I especially love the bit about singing and dancing and being joyful, praising and loving. Isn't that gorgeous? Lovely. So maybe stay with your eyes closed just a little bit longer. Just coming into this session peacefully, with love in our hearts, acceptance and kindness, sense of welcoming and embracing everyone. Just notice your breathing rising and falling. I'm here now. Just that thought, I'm here now. You're just releasing the past, letting go of the future. Being here in this moment where all is well. Just resting here for a moment or two. And gently opening your eyes. Welcome, Mary. I didn't have a chance to welcome you before because I just started when you came, so big welcome. So this evening we're going to be looking at Ho'oponopono, and many of you have heard of it. It's only not even heard of Ho'oponopono until they read my words. Everybody's got some familiarity, so that's lovely. So I won't talk at great length about it. The most important thing to do is practice it. But I'll just give a little bit of an idea, especially as I know it to be something that's so helpful in healing relationships, healing within families, within friendships, and so on. And the history in Hawaii with this is so beautiful. It goes back hundreds of years. And what a wise and spiritual people, who really understood that. It's very important daily to release all our grievances, to forgive, to let go, to be able to go to bed at night with a kind of clean, peaceful, loving heart, not carrying any resentments against anybody, and to start the next day fresh and new. So this was the foundation, the fundamentals of it, is within families, within communities, because the understanding is there, isn't it, that we do get rather identified with being bodies and our physical lives, and people get into being resentful or reactionary or being cross or feeling betrayed or feeling upset or feeling hard done by. And those feelings, unless they're dealt with, they fester, don't they? We sort of carry them on into the next day. And then if we're not careful, what starts happening is that we start telling other people about our resentments and grievances and things we're upset about. And then our friends are going to, kind of side with us because they love us. So we can easily get into a position of really getting rigidly right about something, when probably that's not really, really true. There's certain things that seem clear to us, but whoever we're upset with is almost certainly going to be thinking they're right too. So it doesn't get us anywhere, does it, to hold on to being right or to hold on to any grievances of any sort? And this process in Ho'oponopono is about releasing, letting go, forgiving, expressing that we're sorry for anything we might have done. And I like the fact that it's also applicable to everybody and everything. So we can, and we'll do this tonight, we'll work with directing what we're saying, the Ho'oponopono practice, towards somebody in our perhaps friends or family group where we feel there's some kind of friction, and really bringing that healing mantra into that situation. And then we'll have a look at bringing it to the world, because I've often thought about this when we talk about peace. Peace starts in everybody's individual heart, doesn't it? Peace in our hearts would be peace in the world. So the work is always individually with our own peace, our own love, our own joy, bringing that out into the world. So this Ho'oponopono practice is about that too. It's about this understanding that at the level of spirit, we're all one. And when one person says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, which are the words that we use, it's like you're saying it on behalf of the whole human family. And it's enormously powerful. There's an interesting story that some of you know, but it's more than a story. It's true. There was Dr. Hugh Len, who is still alive now, I believe, and he was called in to a prison, and it was a prison of really serious criminals who were often violent and destructive and so on. Some were chained up. This is in America. And they'd heard of him and asked him to come and work with the prisoners. And he said, no, I don't want to work directly with the prisoners. All I want you to do is to bring me their files. And I think it was a process over a period of years. He would just put his hands on the file of each person, and he would say the Ho'oponopono over and over from the love and sincerity and goodness of his heart. And over the time, gradually, people became calm. They became more peaceful. They gave up being violent. They become settled, and gradually, the whole prison was cleared, because the people within it, the inmates within it, were no longer extreme people. I don't know whether they were released or they had to go into a less strong prison. I don't know, but I do know that the work that he did there was extraordinary. And he just worked with saying these things in his heart. And they completely love this because, sometimes when we're working, we've done a few things in the past talking about what peace is and how we bring peace into the world. And it's always by sending love to war zones, but not just to the people, but to the people who are in the war, but to the people who started the war, the people who are doing the killing, who are being aggressive. You know how important it is that we send our love to them. Yeah? And we think we have to send love to the people who are suffering, but of course they're suffering too. You're bound to be suffering, aren't you, if you're actually making war on anybody or killing anybody? So it's this same kind of understanding that we need to find that deep love within our hearts, that regret for anything we might have done that's harmed anybody, and asking for forgiveness and experiencing gratitude. It's all contained in this Ho'oponopono, and it's really powerful. So I think I'd first like you then to think about somebody in your family or your friends group where you find yourself anything from at odds or not speaking, or outwardly you're entirely upset with each other, some kind of grievances, some kind of conflict that's going on. Just give that a little bit of thought a moment. And if you've got a pen and paper, I would just write something down about it, just a couple of sentences, just to really bring it into your consciousness. I am at odds with, or I am fighting with, or in conflict with, or I'm in disagreement with. It doesn't have to be, major not speaking to each other, but can you recognize in your family and friends group anything where you are not totally loving and caring for each other, calm, peaceful, flowing relationships? Is there anything in your life with people that you love or people who are close to you where you feel some healing is needed? So as I say, just maybe write a couple of sentences down just to sort of concretize it a bit, And also sometimes it's helpful afterwards to return to it. You think, yes, that's what I was working with. I'm going to observe in my life. If anything changes with this work that I'm doing, I'll just be quiet a moment while you just think about that or write a few things down, apart from saying hello to Angela and Terry and big welcome.
I'm hearing us trying.
Hello. Sorry we're late.
All right. And you might just say a couple of words about what you feel the disagreement or conflict is about. And noticing as well if you've been experiencing being right. We all know from the course teachings, you're not going to be right and happy. So that's also something we need to look at if we're within this work, we're ready to let go of being right. And maybe at least come into a place of neutrality. Oh, is anybody not reasonably ready? Has anybody not got anybody that they're going to be working with in the practice? Somebody? Was that no, that wasn't your hand, Janie. That was your cat tail. Okay, that's lovely. So let me just remind you. We start with "I'm sorry." And that "I'm sorry," and I'll talk you through it for a while until it's become sort of part of you in your mind. When we're saying "I'm sorry," you might have something very clearly that you want to say you're sorry about, but it might not be very clear. You might just be saying "I'm sorry," and you might just feel that in your heart, because is there anybody in the world who hasn't got regret? We all have regret, don't we? About that, perhaps we didn't handle something very well, that we weren't as kind as we'd like to have been, that we were outright horrible to somebody is quite possible, that we didn't speak to somebody perhaps for ages, or we punished someone, or we were unkind. So just, even if it's not featuring particularly in what you've written down for now, it's so beautiful to simply say "I'm sorry." I don't necessarily know what for, but I'm sorry. It's like saying I regret any harm that I might have done. And in saying "I'm sorry" here, you're releasing it. You're just giving it up, giving up to God, to the Great Spirit, to whatever you feel is the right thing to give it up to. And you're saying, I want to cleanse this from my heart. And then please forgive me. That obviously goes really well with the "I'm sorry," doesn't it? Because if we're carrying guilt in us for things we think we've done, that's really corrosive, isn't it? It's disempowering. It makes us feel weak, less confident, kind of small, that we perhaps don't feel then that we're entitled to have the life that we really want to have. Guilt is really diminishing, and it's of no value whatsoever. The only possible, well, not real value in it, the only recognition is when you see what you feel guilty about. And you might want to refer back to the first one. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you might want to make some amends in some way. But the most important thing of all is just clearing away any guilt, any shame, any regret, because they make us small and very, well, worthless, really. And we sometimes can think that we need to feel bad because we did something, but that isn't true either. We need to just breathe, regret, forgive, let go, be sorry, move on. So we've got this beautiful, clean place of love and peace within us. Then then thank you. Thank you is just lovely, isn't it? Not thank you for anything in particular, just thank you. And you don't have to think who you're thanking. You might be thanking yourself. You might be thanking God or Buddha or the Holy Spirit or just thanking the universe. But that imbuing our being with gratitude, I'm sure most of you know this, don't you? How wonderful it is to really feel filled with gratitude for things. And it takes our focus, doesn't it? The ego takes our focus into what's wrong with everything, and what isn't working, and so on, and our mistakes and and the painful things of our lives. It wants us to keep revisiting that. But when we say no, we come into this pure spirit. We say, no, I'm going to focus on what I'm deeply grateful for, what I'm filled with gratitude for. And I'm going to feel that thank you, that deep thank you for whatever. Even thank you, I think it is, for all the tough things that have happened. Because as we know from the Course, there are so many blessings, aren't there? In everything that ever happens to us, there is beauty, there is goodness, there is learning, there is evolution, expansion. So there's always something wonderful in everything. So really, this one, thank you. I mean, it's huge. Just really thank you for everything, anything. Because the more you experience this thank you, the more you can see the best and the most beautiful in everything. You find yourself looking for it. I don't know who it was said this. Somebody said, I'm waiting to see what things that are going to come out of this to be grateful for. It could be something truly awful. But if you're holding that, something wonderful is going to come out of this. It will. You'll see it. If you think this is truly dreadful, my life is ruined, how are you ever going to see the beautiful stuff that comes out of it? You won't, because you're not looking that way. You're looking over here at the miserable stuff. So thank you is, yeah, really powerful, isn't it? And then, I love you. Isn't that totally gorgeous too? I just love you. And who is you? Yourself, your family, your friends, the world, everybody, everything, your cat, you know, the insects, the world, the trees. You're just like, again, it's that experience of unconditional love, which is spiritual love. And it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't say, I don't love you, but I love you. It just loves whatever's there. And as time goes by, the more you say, I love you, the bigger it gets and the more you can encompass in that love. So those are your 4 mantras. And so holding the person in mind and that you're going to direct this towards for this one. As I said, the later one will encompass everybody, everything. But for now, you'd like to close your eyes and then bring to your mind the person that you particularly want to work with in this process, that you really want to extend love and peace, and you want to perhaps focus on healing. And healing simply means bringing back to peace, doesn't it? So coming back to peace, coming back to harmony, to love, to joy, to a connection that isn't unmessed up with by painful things. So see this person in your mind's eye. And be aware of the feelings that you have. You're not trying to strengthen them or anything. You're just being conscious. You're being aware, not hiding from perhaps some thoughts that you've had that you're not proud of. Just be willing in this moment to see them without judging yourself. Have there been moments where you've been really angry with this person? Where you've criticized and judged? Maybe there's even been moments where you've hated them. You just wish them gone from this planet. Or maybe it's not that strong. Maybe it's just some edginess or discomfort. All of this disturbs our peace and stops us from being able to be love. So just reflect a moment. What have I held? What thoughts have I held in my mind towards this person that have made me unpeaceful or unhappy? And you remember in this that you're not asking them to change. We're entirely working on ourselves. And I think it's really valuable to remember that as we change, everything out there changes. This is the way we bring peace, by engaging with peace within ourselves, trying to make peace out there. So feel like you're holding this person within your heart, and you're willing now to heal your relationship with them. You're willing now to bring peace, love, and joy and harmony into your heart towards them. That's all. Into your heart. So let's begin. We'll just keep repeating those little sentences for a few minutes. If you lose concentration, just come back again. Be focused on the person. I'll stop occasionally and just add a few things in to help. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Just take a moment to see the image of the person you're working with in your mind. You might already begin to see a shift in your image. You might consciously bring more love, more willingness, more kindness. You might release your judgment, softening into your heart. Softening. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Again, just checking the image that you have of the person. You see a softening. Is there some light around them? And how is your heart? You feel a new gentleness, perhaps, or tenderness in your heart. You may not yet. It's okay. Whatever is there is how it is. You might feel a little bit of a shedding of some of the armoring around your heart. You might find yourself shedding a little bit of being right. You might remember that whatever harm a person does or unkindness comes from their wounding. None of us, no one is a bad person. Learn to see more deeply. Go through the wounding, through the pain, to the soft, kind heart, sweet child within. Keep softening. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now just gradually deepening the experience. I'm going to speak a little bit more slowly and invite you in the way you say it within you, that you bring a deeper sincerity to your words. Feel it, even though you're not saying it out loud. Just feel it becoming deeper, greater willingness, and perhaps that yearning for peace and harmony and love with all people. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And now just take the next 2 or 3 minutes in the silence of your own mind and heart. So I won't be saying the words now. Just going to ask you to take them really deep so they say themselves within your heart. Just remind you, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love And just slowly and gently bring this one to a close. Just take your time. And open your eyes when you feel ready. Oh, I felt that very deeply in myself, and I think it began to go deeply for you. Does anybody like to share anything of their experience, or maybe something about the person that they're working with? It's really good to hear what people are dealing with. Anyone like to share? Or somebody be brave? Hmm. Are you, Viviane, are you waving it? Yeah. Hmm. Remember to take your mute off.
I'll try. I want to be positive, but I've still got difficulty. When I think of that person created a situation because he's asking another person to repent, and that other person is asking the first person to forgive. So how can I say, and I will be more on the side of the forgive, of the one who forgive. So I can say, I am sorry. Please forgive me. That's the difficult one because I know he can't.
I understand.
Thank you all the same. I love you. But there is a little barrier. How can I dissipate this barrier of forgiveness?
Vivian, you just keep going. Yeah?
Okay.
This
Yes,
practice,
that's what.
yeah, honestly, it's when you expand out of the personal into the universal. It's beyond, I'm sorry and I regret things and please forgive me and all that. It becomes huge. It becomes about all of us and all of us contributing to the forgiveness, all of us being sorry, all of us being thankful, all of us saying I love you. Do you see what I mean? And in this, you stand for everyone. Each of us stands for everyone. It's
Yeah.
much, much bigger than where we're directing it.
What? Yeah.
And I think that if you've got a really tough situation, you might need to sit with this for an hour each day.
Yeah.
It's not like we'll do a bit like we did there. I'm just trying to, illustrate it a little bit for us. But it is so important, isn't it, for all humanity that we reach this capacity to live in peace with each other, to let go, to move on, to love, not to hold on to stuff. And I promise you, with this practice, if you stick with it, it
Mm.
gets huge in your heart, and you're not going to worry about, well, who said what and who needs forgiving and who did anything. It's do you see what I mean? It's bigger than
Yes,
that.
yes.
You expand your love, you expand your gratitude, you expand your kindness, all inclusive in everything, everything you let go of, everything that's not love. Everything that is not love will go. So don't worry too much about the words and about the difficulties of this person and that person.
Yeah.
All of it will be transcended by the essence of the love in your heart, the dedication in doing this. Do you see what I mean? We get from
Yes.
the little things like he did this and she did that and should do the other. We get much bigger than that. And
Yeah.
all of it, everything, everywhere, is enveloped in our love of forgiveness and kindness and regret and gratitude. And it's all just, I don't know, am I making sense? It's just
Yes.
such a beautiful big thing when we get there. So
It's,
yeah, don't worry about the detail.
yeah.
Try,
Okay.
try.
Thank you.
If you only did quarter of an hour a day for the next month, you know,
Yeah.
because I know your situation. I know how tough it is.
Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment or share? It's really helpful if you have something you'd like to just say about what you're dealing with. Anybody else? Sandy, were you just putting your hand to your mouth, or might you have been putting your hand up? Sorry, did you want to share anything, or were you just considering? Oh,
I'll
okay.
share, Leah. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm finding that I was just listening to Vivian share there, and I don't know what the situation that Vivian has is, but I can really relate to the content of what she was saying. You know, I've had people in my life who I would like to forgive and let go of stuff and let's just move on. And it's them. They are not accepting my apology. They're obdurate. They won't move on. And it makes me feel, well, there's no hope for me. You know, I can't. Where can I go with this? But for me, as exactly as you said, Leah, you know, you're moving from I can't remember exactly what you said, but it was something like you're moving from the personal to universal or something like that. And it's so much bigger than what we think it is. And that really resonated with me. It, you know, to kind of release this idea that somebody else in their ego mind is refusing to let it go, and release this idea that somebody else's ego is going to kind of block my own access to the universal. That's really what I got from that, Leah. Thank you for that.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, let it be big, all encompassing, vast, yeah. Move out of the little situation that you've got and see if you can just trust. If I really dedicate myself to this, and it doesn't have to be this practice, it could be a similar practice. This practice is particularly wonderful because it's short, simple, and covers everything. And it's got hundreds of years of history of really working. And remember, you're not really trying to fix anything out there. I say not really, not at all. You're working with yourself, because if we can completely forgive, you know, and love unconditionally, and feel filled with gratitude, um, the whole of our lives will work, and all the things that we think of as problems out there will actually solve themselves, because this emanation of love and peace and joy and gratitude just washes everything clean. It's such a beautiful thing. So try not to focus too much on out there they need to change or do something. I'm trying to make them change. You're not trying to make anybody or anything change. You're working on your capacity to forgive, to love, and to actually express regret if you've done something. You're working on you. Yeah, is everybody okay with that? That it's deep inner work on ourselves. And then one day when we look up, we think, oh, look at that. That seems to have shifted and changed. Okay, so yes, thank you both of you. Just close our eyes a moment for Frida. Don't know if you saw her message. Somebody in her family's had a stroke and she's having to go. So if you just close your eyes a minute and just send love and light and healing and strength and courage to Frida and to her family. All our love, Frida. Okay. So now we're going to have a look at just applying this to everything, everyone and everything. It did originate, as I said, in healing in family, so that it would be a clearing every day. And of course, it's especially lovely, isn't it, if everybody in your family is doing it, you know, in your family unit. It's a very beautiful thing to do. But now we want to, I think, work a bit on our contribution to the peace, love, and joy of the world, the happiness of the world, and realizing, how much influence we actually have. Every single person that sends out love, peace, joy, and harmony, it's tangible. It's not just a nice idea in our heads. There's huge power in those beautiful thoughts. So I'd like us to just do it now. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play. I got it on a piece of music from Karen Drucker. Sometimes we've played some of her stuff. I think it'd be really nice if we listen to her singing it, and then we follow on from that for a few minutes afterwards in our own time. But really, this time thinking about, can you extend your regret, your love, your thanks, your forgiveness and being forgiven, just to the whole of humanity, and feel like the light, your light, joins with everybody else's light and covers the earth. Okay, give that one a go. So I'll just find that music for you. If you like to close your eyes again, and yeah, check your volume, because I don't know what it sounds like your end. Hear it, okay? Hear it.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Forgive me. I forgive you. Forgive. Will you forgive me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. The truth is I love you. I thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Again, staying with those beautiful words. And now extend your thoughts, your love out to the whole of humanity. Just know that we each have a part to play in bringing peace, love and gratitude and goodness into the world. You might have an image of planet Earth and all the millions of people on it. And yet there's just one spirit, one pure spirit. We are part of that, in that. In our own little sort of experience of being split off, we come back together again into a oneness. Somehow embracing everyone and everything in our love. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You might just feel within yourself as if you're reaching out your arms and embracing in benevolence and goodness and kindness the whole of the world. That we stand together, embracing, loving, forgiving. Thank you. Just for another few minutes. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And gently returning. Take your time. Might need a stretch. Oh, deep breath. Thank you. I hope that that has brought a little bit extra peace and love and joy and gratitude into all of our hearts. And we've only done the practice for a short time just to get the hang of it a bit. But I really recommend that you read up a bit on it. There's lots on YouTube and things about the practice, and some people are saying it so that you can listen and join in. Very, very helpful to learn a little bit more, because it seems quite clear to me that it's very powerful, especially as the focus is whatever's going on out there. The focus is on us and allowing the change out there to arise out of us becoming more peaceful, more innocent. There's a humility in it, isn't there? I always feel that when I'm saying it. Feel quiet, childlike, innocent. What a beautiful place to return to. Yeah. So, any other comments? Does anybody like to say how they experienced it, just quickly? Sandy?
Oh, thank you. I've known this practice for years and use it, and I love it. And I always find that I can't sit still when it does it. It finds that some sort of rocking motion, whether it's side to side or more humility or whatever. And it's just has to work its way through my body as well as through my mind. And I find that always very peaceful and very calming. And, you can just feel that build. So I just thought I'd share that. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. That's super. Thank you, Sandy. And I think, Norman, did you have your hand up?
Yes, thank you. I find it very cleansing. From the very start, I was thinking of my parents who have passed on, and brothers who have passed on, and I had no gratitude that while they were alive. And it's only now I realise they did their very best, but it was never good enough for me. I was very selfish. I could not give love and I could not receive love. And then I realised everybody I've ever met has been exactly the same. But yet, by practicing just those few moments of sorry, forgive me, the whole largeness, the huge amount of it, I was the same with Jesus. It wasn't for me and God even, but just by saying sorry, forgive me, I realized that withholding love and not being able to receive it is just all down to me. But it's a huge awakening, so simple and yet so cleansing, and there's nobody to blame except my ego self. And now that, as I'm lost for words now, so just thank you very, very much indeed.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Norman. Yeah. It is about the softening inside, isn't it? The gentling, the sort of the edges of where we've armored or holding, just dissolving. And yeah, and that realization that we've all been through that, haven't we? That we've wanted other people to change, and we haven't felt loved enough or appreciated enough, and we want stuff from other people. But that cleansing of our hearts. It's a beautiful way of putting it. And I love the feeling of innocence. We come back to innocence with this. We're not holding on to I'm right and these people have done something wrong and they have to change. It's that softening into innocence. Beautiful. Time for just one more comment if anybody'd like to share anything. Okay. So just give me a little wave, or give the group a little wave if that was meaningful for you. That will do. Was there something meaningful and helpful in there for you? Yeah, that's good. That's enough. That's beautiful. Thank you. Lovely to see you. There won't be, I'm so sorry, I keep missing them at the moment. There won't be one next week because my son and daughter-in-law and my new granddaughter are here, and they're only for a few days. So every second I'm going to be with them if I can. And just a thought, if anybody thinks that they would like to be able to, run this little evening thing, I'd be really, really happy to have somebody at my side who wants to have a go and, do a little meditation and contemplation evening. Be happy to sort of teach you a bit about how to do it, but just knowing you feel like you'd like to do it would be lovely. Just let me know. And yeah, it means that when I'm running a course or not here or doing something, you know, the whole meditation and contemplation thing could continue, and we'll just have somebody else's, you know, gifts and love with me spreading out into the world. Okay, so thank you everyone. Take your mute off so we can say goodbye, and I love you very much. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm
Thank you,
sorry.
Leah.
Okay.
Enjoy your family.
Bye.
Bye, Vivian.
Bye.
Thank you, Leah.
Bye.
Bye
all.
bye.
Thank you. See you soon.